Hi everyone, it's Leo here, ready for another fun English lesson. Today, we're going on an adventure with grammar. Get your explorer hats on, because we're diving into the present perfect tense and tricky verb patterns. Before diving in, let's learn a little bit more about past participle and infinitive. First and foremost, the past participle. Imagine verbs are like chameleons. They can change their form depending on when something happened. The past participle is one of those forms, and it's used in several tenses, most importantly for our current discussion, the present perfect. Think of it this way. In the present, we say, I eat an apple every day. This is the basic form of the verb. For something that happened in the past, I ate an apple yesterday. This is the simple past form. Finally, as for past participle, it's I have eaten an apple. This is the past participle form. The past participle often ends in ed, like walked, talked, played. But many verbs have irregular past participles that you just have to learn, like eaten, gone, seen, written. It's like they have their own special secret codes. The past participle is used with have or has in the present perfect to show that something happened at an unspecified time in the past, but it's still relevant to now. It's less about when it happened and more about the result or experience of it happening. Good job, guys! Now, the infinitive is the basic form of a verb, and it usually has to in front of it. Think of it as the verb in its simplest, most natural state. It's like this: to eat, to play, to run, to sing. Sometimes we use the infinitive after certain verbs like want, need, ask, or learn. Here are some examples. I want to eat an ice cream. I need to go to the store. The infinitive also appears without to in some situations, but that's a story for another time. For now, just remember that the infinitive is the basic form of the verb, often with to in front of it. First up, the present perfect. It sounds fancy, but it's super useful. We use it for things that started in the past and are still happening now, or for experiences we've had up to now. Think of it like a bridge connecting the past to now. The structure is simple. Subject plus have or has plus past participle. For example, I have eaten breakfast. See? I ate breakfast, and the feeling of being full is still with me now. Let's look at some more examples. She has lived in Liverpool all her life. She started living there in the past, and she still lives there now. Or, he has written 3 books, and he is working on another one. He wrote books in the past, and that experience is part of his life now. To make a negative sentence, just add not after have or has. I haven't finished my homework yet. And to ask a question, swap have, has with the subject. Have you ever been to the zoo? Now let's talk about verb patterns. Some verbs love to be followed by a to infinitive, like to play or to eat. For example, the verb ask usually goes with a to infinitive. My mom asked me to clean the dishes. Other verbs prefer the ing form, like playing or eating. Remember from my last video, I said, I love exploring. Exploring is the ing form, but English can be a little tricky. Some verbs like love, hate, like, and prefer are super flexible. They can be followed by either a to infinitive or the ing form. So I can say, I love to read adventure stories, or I love reading adventure stories. Both are correct. Isn't that cool? So remember the present perfect for actions connecting the past and present, and keep an eye out for those tricky verb patterns. Practice makes perfect. That's all for today's lesson. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.